Well, in the first episode of the third season, Monk finds himself in Manhattan. He, in the final episode of last season, he gets a clue about a man who was involved in the murder, the mysterious murder of his wife, of Monk's wife, and so they find out that this guy is in New York City. So they all travel there to investigate.
Yeah,
so it's Monk in that fun, clean city of New York.
There should be enough there to kind of set him off, I assume, enough things to kind of rattle his nerves.
Yeah, you would think.
This is the third season for you in this role. Are you still having fun with it, still finding new things to explore? Because I know that can be a challenge for an actor, to keep a role fresh when you've already told, 30, 40 stories.
Well, it's a constant challenge with series television because on the one hand you want to keep it recognizable for the fans and familiar and consistent. On the other hand, you want to break new ground and be inventive. So it's how do you find that balance? It's always tricky. But I'm having a great time. I find the character endlessly challenging, and I'm in a constant state of discovery with him. The writers and the producers and myself have all kind of decided that, Monk will kind of get better in certain areas and get worse in other areas, and this can be sort of in a constant state of flux. So every day is a new adventure.
The role has brought you an Emmy, a Golden Globe, a Screen Actors Guild Award. This is pretty heady stuff for a guy who started out studying theater right here at the University of Southern Maine. Do you stay in touch with any of your theater professors or any of the people whom you worked with here?
Oh, sure. In fact, I was in Maine, as some may know. I was in Maine a year ago because I was asked to do the commencement speech at the University of Southern Maine, which is where I graduated from. And I was there a year ago, May, seeing all kinds of old friends, and I love being back there because Portland just has not lost its charm.
Do you ever think back? Are there ever times when you are acting now where you think back to the lessons that you learned when you were first starting to learn your art as a young acting student?
Well, yeah. I mean, you were always drawing on all kinds of experiences. Trying to sift through the good teachers and the not so great teachers, trying to take the good stuff, discard the worthless stuff. But I do, I was taught early on that it would be, it wouldn't always be easy, that it would be you had to really be committed, be in it for the long haul. I've been doing this for a long time. I really don't even want to tell you what year it was that I graduated from the University of Maine. But suffice to say, I've been doing this for quite a while. I had a lot of experience in the theater, both in Boston and New York, and transitioned into television and film. And you just have to keep showing up. And you have to kind of stay in a positive frame of mind.
This show has a really devoted, passionate following. What kind of comments, what kind of responses do you get from viewers about the role and about the show?
Well, people really, people enjoy it because it's obviously it's a familiar genre, the murder mystery, detective genre, but it's sprinkled with a lot of comedy too. So it's not like other drier procedural cop shows, and yet it's not really like sitcom because it has high stakes, drama and murders to solve, cases to solve. And I think people relate to the characters and the relationships. I know that people always come up to me and say that, you're just like my, brother, or you're just like my cousin who does this or that, or you're a lot like me, or I do that thing that Monk does. Everyone seems to relate to the character.
Still do movies. You've got a nice series now. What are some of the other projects that you're interested in right now and looking ahead to?
Well, I do have a couple of movies in the can. One is coming out in the fall called The Last Shot, which is a sort of a dark comedy starring Alec Baldwin and Matthew Broderick, Callista Flockhart, Toni Collette. And I have another movie called The Great New Wonderful, which I just filmed in March in New York. I don't really know when that's coming out, but it's another really great script. And I also directed a film called Made Up, which is coming out on DVD soon, sort of mock documentary style, that actually opened in Portland last year. And as I said, I also directed it. I also act in the movie, stars my wife, Brooke Adams. And we'll be out on video and DVD soon.
All right. The next time you're back in Maine, we hope you stop by so we can chat with you in person, Tony.
I look forward to that.
All right.
Thanks.
Tony Shalhoub, the star of Monk, which airs Friday nights on the USA Network. Thank you again, Tony, and we'll be back with more of 207 right after this.